Welcome to another episode of Thousand Bodies Podcast. I'm your host, King Gerald Jones. Today, we're going to get into the topic of 3 reasons why monogamy is unnatural for men. This week on Instagram and TikTok on all platforms, Thousand Body Podcast, I played a clip. And I'm going to play the clip for you guys right now. And then we're going to get into the comments. Then we're going to get right into the topic. Let's go play the clip. A lot of women are selfish and ego-driven, much like Eve in the Bible. That's why you got to make sure you always are addressing the king in you as a man, because a woman will not address the maximum king in you unless it benefits her. So she will always speak to the minimum king with all the evidence, all the facts, all the proof, everything existing that a man should have more than one wife. A woman will shut that down. They will shut down your maximum king and your maximum potential simply because it doesn't fit her selfishness or her desires of what she wants. So men, make sure you're on your purpose. Make sure you're on your steady path and know what you need and know who you are as a man and to thrive. Because like I said, a woman will not speak to the king of you unless it's benefiting her. So know your maximum king, Thousand Body Podcast. So that clip goes as describing women not addressing the maximum or the biggest king in you. Now, like I said in the video, the reason why a woman she would address the king in you if she's interested, but she won't address the maximum king in you because she sometimes, not all the time, but quite often, they don't want to see the maximum king in you because the maximum king in you means more, means having more financially, means having more mentally, means having more physically. And in some cases, in a lot of cases, if you are a king, it means having more wives, having more women. Now, I've been forgetting to tell you guys and making sure that I let you know, this is king talk. This is not villager talk. This is not jester talk. This is not knight talk. This is not soldier talk. This is pure king talk. So some of you guys might need to tune out, and I regret and hate to say that, but I'm really starting to understand that everybody's not built for king. Everybody's not fit for king. Every woman's not a queen, and every man is not fit for a queen. This is king talk. This is king and queen talk. This is not the average brainwashing or brain conditioning. And when I say brainwashing, I mean the brainwashing of us, and I say us, I want to say us loosely, us coming to America, because not only were the blacks shipped to America to become slaves, but there was also other cultures. So when I say us, it's not just the blacks, but right now I'm talking about being brainwashed and conditioned to think according to this modern day culture, according to what the culture is on this land. I urge any culture, whether it's African, whatever descendant you are other than America, to find what your cultural belief was, to find what your religion belief was, because it was not this. So getting back to the brainwashing, when we've been brainwashed to condition one woman, one man, when we came to this country, if you're thinking other than what I'm talking about, you're not on King Talk. You can learn. The platform is definitely open for you. The podcast is definitely here for you. And I want you guys to get it, but it's not for everybody. Everybody's not a king. And when I say conditioning, I mean the circumstances and how society put the conditions and the ways to make you benefit versus not benefit from having, I guess, multiple women or multiple wives. So when I say brainwashing and brain conditioning, that's what I mean. So this is king talk. This is definitely king and queen talk. So we're going to get into the comments on the video that was posted. And we're going to get with the first comment. I'm only going to address the comments on Instagram today. So let's get to that. So the first comment from that video on Instagram was from Queen Shine Nova. Queen Shine Nova from Instagram. She says, you think every man should have more than one wife? The answer to that, Queen Shine Nova, is no. I don't think every man deserves more than one wife or more than one woman. That's reserved for kings. Everybody's not a king. Men may not be equipped financially. You might not be equipped physically, and you might not be equipped mentally to handle more than one wife. So It's strictly for kings. It's strictly for kings. And I want to say this: every man does have the potential king in you. Every man has the potential to be king. Every man can be a king and king of his castle. But handling more than one woman, that's king behavior. That's king's lifestyle. So to answer your question, no, every man does not. The next question, the next comment. Let me go back. The next comment on Instagram comes from Nicole 2020. Nicole 2020 says different strokes for different folks. That's all. Yeah, she's right. And it kind of spills into the last comment. Everybody can't be a king. Everybody's not deserving of king booty. And when I say booty, I'm not talking about booty. I'm talking about treasure. Everybody's not equipped for that. So yeah, different strokes for different folks. You're right. Some women are capable of just handling a knight or a soldier or a gesture. Some women are just are fit for village men or villagers, or horsemen, a farmer, so it's never ending. But this is King Talk. This different strokes for different folks. So if you feel that you could not on King time, then that's cool. So different strokes. She's right. 100 different strokes for different folks. Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. Render unto the king what is king's. The next comment on Instagram says, well, you need to talk to men because they ain't acting like kings. They act like boys. This comes from Red Sprinkle on Instagram. She's right. It's a lot of, and I don't want to fault them because they don't know better. They haven't been taught to be kings. They haven't had the example of what a king is, whether it be in the home with their father or out in the streets, is very rare. For example, give you a quick example, even being honest with women. And I get it, don't get me wrong, I do get it as a man, why you would be in fear of being honest with a woman, telling her you want multiple women or more than one woman, or you love her, but I want to do this and that, or whatever the case may be. I do understand the lie, because when I was a younger man, before I became a king, I did used to lie. I did have to was deceptive because I didn't understand it. Not only did not understand it because I hadn't experienced it and saw it, but even the experience with dealing with women and letting them know that, or they're pressuring. But this is why, before you even get into the women thing, you have to get yourself in order. You got to get yourself in order mentally. You got to get yourself in order physically, and you have to get yourself in order financially. So, yes, a lot of, as the comments state, a lot of men are acting like boys and not kings. You're right, and we need. This is what this podcast is for, and we need more examples of kings. We need more examples of these things or these behaviors or these being honest in their face, so they know they don't have to lie. Even for one example is, you're not telling the truth for the woman. You're not telling the truth to get what you can get from the woman. You're telling the truth because that's who you are as a man, and those are your principles. So you're going to be solid and tell the truth and stand on what you're going to stand on, regardless of what woman it is. And if she's meant for you, if she's going to fit your lifestyle, if she's going to fit the king behavior and the king lifestyle, it's going to be all right. So my word of encouragement, that's all I can give you today right now as a man, is be honest. Be honest with yourself first. Live your life, and then be honest with the women. I guess the last comment, I'm going to do this last comment. Last comment from Instagram comes from Callie PYT. Callie PYT on Instagram says, if a king has to have more than one wife, I would never be attracted to a so-called king. This is hilarious, though. Callie PYT has that right. She has that right to call herself a PYT. She has that right to say whatever she wants. She has that right not to be attracted to a king. Good comment. You have a right not to be attracted to a king. As I said before, kind of spilling into all the comments prior, everybody's not fit for a king. And if you want one man that want one woman, that's for you. That's perfect. That's good. You're not attracted to a king. That's good. That's great. Be with a villager. So as I said before, the topic of discussion, also correlating into the video clip that I played before, was 3 reasons why monogamy is unnatural for men. Monogamy is unnatural for men for one reason being 3 reasons, one of them being the ratio of available women to available men. Since the beginning of time, through nature and through the experience as human beings, we know men are going to be aggressive because of testosterone. They're going to be aggressors and they're going to have wars and fight. We also know that men are also going to be put in prison. Fast forward into modern day society, California has the largest prison rate in all the country, and I'm in LA. With that being said, the ratio of women, available women to men outnumbers 7-1. With that being said, between deaths and violence and imprisonment, what that lets me know is that there are 6 extra from 1-on-1, seven women, 1 man. Now you have a ratio of 6 others. My question to you is, who's not supposed to have a man? My question to you is, what is a man supposed to do? Those are hardcore facts. Now, you cannot understand it, you cannot believe it, but it's the reality. So the reality in nature is teaching us, because these wars and death and whatever have been happening between men, have been happening since the beginning of time, because this is what the world has created. You cannot beat nature. You can weave around nature, you can try to alter nature, but you cannot beat nature. So getting back to topic, what woman is not supposed to have a king or a man? That lets me know, even before I even say that, rewinding back in the days of war. So the way things will happen was men will go to war, and of course there are going to be casualties of war, there's going to be deaths. When the men came back, they tally up who did not make it and who did not survive. That family, that man died in war, was given to another man to take care of. That became his wife. If you died in war, your woman or your wife will become another, or she can be a widow. But nine times out of 10, she wanted to be remarried and be in a household, be secure, because if she's not, then she's susceptible to all kind of elements of not having a man. Fast forward in today's society, but we'll get to that another time. With that being said, since the beginning of time, men have more than one wife. So fast forward to now, with the same thing going on, whatever the way the deaths are occurring, I know, but we're not going to get into that, and the imprisonment are occurring, there's 6 extra women. So fully on you. Do not be quick to downplay a side woman, if that's what you want to call her. That's what society has tried to separate and try to create a stigma on the woman who's not the wife. But she's still a woman nonetheless. And she's still living a reality nonetheless. And she still wants to be loved. She wants to be nurtured. She wants to be cared for. She wants to be provided, and she wanted to be protected for. Thus, anybody, and I would say this too. It's funny, and I've been doing this for a long time. I'm the original podcast king. I've been doing this podcasting thing since 2013. I haven't really been on it like I should have, and maybe I would have, whatever, but I've been talking about this since 2013. Now, I've seen trickles of here and there of people mention it too, and that's cool. I applaud them because they're getting out the message when nobody, I remember I was trying to get it out when nobody was saying it, but that's another topic. I said all that to say, in being the king of podcasting and king of bringing this element to you guys, you can't talk about the next woman. You can't downplay the next woman because of what society standards have tried to condition you or brainwash you to believe, because we're all here nonetheless. So with that being said, one of those reasons that monogamy is unnatural for men is because it's in our face. The ratio from women to men is astounding. The 7 women to 1 man. That's and it's larger in some other places, but that's another topic. We're talking about where we are now. The second reason why nature is letting us know or telling us or giving us the answers of monogamy being unnatural for a man is because a man can procreate his whole life. To the day he died, a man can procreate. On the opposing side, a woman cannot do that. So that means she has limitations. You have to recognize the limitations, and you have to make sure that the lines between men and women aren't blurred, but that they're fully acknowledgeable and you can see them. With that being said, the opposing side, a woman can't give birth for all her life. She can't create and procreate all her life, but a man can. Another thing is during her cycle, during her period, a woman can't procreate. Sorry, procreate. But a man doesn't have a cycle. He doesn't have a pause time. He doesn't have a break time where he's cleaning out or whatever is going on. He can continuously throughout the year procreate every day of his life. So those are two reasons on the opposing sides of men versus women why men should have. It's nature. Nature is letting us know that men should have more than one woman, and that monogamy is totally unnatural. Again, you can fight nature, you can beat nature, you can choose to be a victim of this brainwashing and this brain conditioning of society. You can do that. But those reasons, nature is always going to give you the reasons. He's going to give you the elements. He's going to give you the facts. Now, what you do with it, and that goes to fast forward now in society. That's why you see the broken homes. That's why you see the single moms. That's why you see the marriages and the relationships not working, because they're doing it out of nature. Out of the element of nature. It's not fitting the elements of nature. Therefore, it's not going to work. A man can procreate his whole life. He doesn't take any breaks. And even another opposing thing is, while a woman is pregnant, she can't get pregnant again. So that's 9 months. There shows you nature that there's pauses and limitations to what a woman should be doing procreating wise. But there's none for men. There's no 9-month period while the woman is pregnant that he's pausing or shouldn't be having sex. Or, shouldn't have sex with other women. But the facts are there. All I'm doing is presenting them. You take it how you want. Everybody's not fit for a king. This is King Talk. Last but not least, and I've said this on a previous show, the third reason proven why monogamy is not natural for men is nature again. The brain capacity of a man and the brain capacity. Okay, I'll say it like this. A couple of episodes, I had a woman who was talking about, well, as a woman, I feel like I should have multiple men. I feel I should have multiple men and I can do what men do. And it's crazy because you can do what you want to do. Again, I'm just giving you the natural law. I'm giving you the reasons why things aren't working. And in the natural law, the only species that works like this, because nature is going to give you the example. The only species that work like that is an insect, a small brain insect, a small level thinking insect, where you have the queen bee, or you have the black widow or the spider, or any insect. They have the woman who has multiple, and they're vying for her love, and she's king, queen, and that's a small brain. You want to operate out of a brain of a bee, out of an insect brain. Now, fast forward and go to other levels, skipping the reptile kingdom, skipping the amphibian kingdom, and going into the mammal kingdom, which we are. The example with that is a bird. A bird and a whale are the only two mammals that live a lifelong of monogamy. Now, the thing with that is this, and nature's always going to give you the clues. They're always going to give you the answers. It's for you to accept it or to reject it, but you wonder why things are not happening in your life. That's on you. But nature is always going to give you the clues. You take the bird and you take the whale. The bird brain. The bird has the smallest brain in the mammal kingdom. So why would you operate out of a small brain thinking of a mammal kingdom of a bird brain? The bird in the mammal kingdom is the only animal where the male puts on a show to try to prove and vie over the love of a female bird. Ain't that crazy? But in tow, because they're trying to create equality, they're pushing that now. But that's another topic, sticking the topic. The other animal is the whale. Now you take the size of a whale. The size of a whale has the same brain size of us as a human. Mammal nonetheless. But he has a bigger body to operate. Therefore, in comparison of the racial brain, of his brain to his body, it's a small brain as well. So why would you want to operate out of a small brain and small logic? You wouldn't, because that's not what it's meant to be. That's just not what's supposed to happen in your life. And again, I'm not going to make it. This is king talk. This is definitely king talk. This ain't gesture talk. This ain't farmer talk. This ain't soldier talk. This is king talk. And it's not for everybody, and everybody is not fit for a king. Now, those are the 3 reasons why monogamy is unnatural for men. And it's crazy. Before I get into the next part of the show, I saw a meme on the internet where they were talking about Matt Barnes and his fiance. Matt Barnes' fiance found out that he was sleeping with other women, allegedly 6 other women, and she put a post about it and put the dates, the times, where, and so on and so forth, allegedly. So my thing is this: even financially, you could be up financially, you could have the most money in the world, or a lot of money, whatever you want to call it. If you're not operating in a king's mind and a king thinking and a king brain, you're just not a king. Because why would this man, my question would be to this man, Matt Barnes, why would you, as a man with money and status, lie to another woman? If this is true, if these allegations are true, lie to this woman, this one woman, lie to her, and got 6 other women that knows you have a fiance and is willing to sleep with you. That's insane. That's insanity. That's not even king thinking. But that shows you also that the financial is fickle. The financial does not make you a king. Financially, just because anybody can make money nowadays. You have Shamar making money. An idiot can make money. So that's not the deciding factor on king behavior or if you're a man or not. And I've noticed a lot of women are getting into that. And that's cool because they're trying to keep us confused. And also, you have to remember, these women are Eve. A lot of these women are Eve because they don't know any better, but some do and still press the Eve line. Some of these women are Eve. So they're going to make it seem what it's not. Financially is the worst way to abduct or conduct yourself and to abduct or hold on to a woman, because it's so fickle. Anybody can have it. Anybody can lose it. Anybody can get it back. But when you earn a woman, gain a woman mentally and physically, that can't be taken away. Financially, it's here and there. Like I said, that's even an opinion. And what I mean by that is currency is an opinion of America. It's, oh, this is the money. This currency is an unnatural opinion of status. It's created. It's opinion. It's opinionated. People are getting money for being prostitutes. So that's so people are making money for putting away their morals and standards. So, but these Eves gonna have you thinking that that's what make a man a man. It's not. It's not. Mentally, financially, and physically. With financially being on the bottom of the totem pole, mentally being on the top of the totem pole. And I noticed that men, when they don't have the ability to obtain a woman mentally and satisfy a woman, or not hypnotize, but to satisfy, obtain a woman mentally and physically, they push their financial, which is so fickle and which is the weakest. And you have these Eve women that's cheering that, but watch out for them because they're Eve. They will make you try to eat from that apple. Back to Matt Barnes. Why would Matt Barnes lie to this one woman when you have 6 available women allegedly that you can sleep with that know you have a fiance? That's just backwards, because the conditioning and the brainwashing has taught us that, oh, we need to have this one woman and we need to be true to her and sleep. Nah, nature is going to win every time. And that's the conclusion of that segment. Get into the next segment is the body bowl. Inside the body bowl are a list of names of women that I slept with or dealt with in the past. The names have been changed to protect the guilty. I pick one name out the bowl each episode and I tell a story, whether it's a good one, bad one, intriguing one or not. It's random. So the body bowl, let's pick a name and let's get straight into the story. The streets need a body out the body bowl. The names have been changed to protect the guilty. So today we have body 961, body 961. So I'll be referencing 961 from the tablet and getting right into 961. Okay, 961. 961. So this is kind of a two-woman story. This story is about, it's not really even about the intercourse of the women, although it occurred, of course, because they're in a body bowl. But this is more so about being honest, also about how small LA, Los Angeles is. And I'll tell the story, you guys figure out what the lesson in it is. Because I always try to figure out like what could I have learned from this body, or what's the lesson in it. So you guys figure it out. I'll just tell the story. So this happened maybe, do I want to tell the year? It don't matter. What was it, like 2019? Maybe, I don't know exactly. So it was these two women that I had on my roster. There were more, but in this story, particularly these two women. So let me rate the women. What I usually do is rate the women. The first woman that I'm thinking about in the story, her body is a 90 on the scale from 1 to 100, being 90. Her body is a 90, and her face is an 85. Her body is a 90. Her face is 85. She was cool. She was cool, slim. She was slim, thick. The other woman, her body was 80. Her body was an 80, and her body was an 80, and her face was an 80. Her body was an 80. Her face was an 80. So on a scale of 1 to 100, 100 being a high, grading like a paper in high school, 100 being an A, 0 being an F. The first one, her body was 90, her face was 85. The second one, her body was 80, her face was 80. So I went out the first one, I went over her house, and we did our thing. And like I said, it's not really about the sex in this story. So I went over her house, did her thing, whatever. And her daughter ended up coming home. Well, she actually called me. She said, my baby daddy's going to have my two kids come over or whatever. So boom, I went over there. We did our thing. Then we get dressed. We kicking in, whatever. So after a while, her daughter and her son came home. The reason why I bring up her daughter is because her daughter, I was real cool with her daughter. Her daughter loved me or whatnot. I was real cool with her daughter. Her daughter was young, like I don't know the age, maybe 5 or something like that. I don't know. So fast forward, it's time for me to leave, and the reason why I'm leaving is I get a text on my phone. I had another woman that I was dealing with, and she lived maybe like 10 minutes away. Well, excuse me, her mom lived 10 minutes away. She lived in Arizona, and she was out here spending time with her mom, and I had seen her and spent time with her, but I told her I would take her, drop her off at the airport. So she's texting me or whatnot, and we're making the plans or whatever. I'm supposed to go take her to the airport. So I'm leaving to go and I'm telling the girl that I'm with, oh, I'm about to leave, whatever. And this is the dishonesty, the part where you have to be honest. But you don't have to let them know all of what's going on. You have to tell a woman your every single move. So she's like, where are you going? Oh, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to the airport. And she's like, the airport? Like, what are you going to the airport? I'm about to drop off a friend. Now, she wants to ask me, but I don't allow her to get into my business. So this is the whole point is, and I want y'all to tell me, comment in this video, am I lying? Is omission a lie? I think omission is omission a lie. And I guess should I have told her that I was going to drop a girl that I was sleeping with off at the airport? So I tell her I'm going to the airport, whatever. And although I didn't tell her this, I'm making it seem like it's a homie. I'm letting it be open that it could be a homie or whatever, a homeboy, not a woman. So fast forward, I end up leaving her house or whatever, and I drive over 10 minutes away from the girl that I'm supposed to take to the airport. So she come outside, whatever, and we're talking, whatever. We're on the porch or whatnot. And like I said, her mom stayed in these apartments or whatnot. So no more than 10 minutes, we're outside, chopping it up, whatever, and we're about to get ready to leave and go to the airport. The girl car pull up. So the first thing I'm thinking, like, did this girl follow it? Like, I'm looking like, keep in mind, although I didn't lie, I also didn't divulge all the information that, hey, I'm going to, I'm about to go take another girl to the airport after I just got through sleeping with you. I didn't tell her all that, but she pulls up and I'm looking like, first thing I'm thinking, like, is she following? Like, how did she? So I'm like, is she about to jump out the car with the drama? So she parks the car and I'm watching it because I know her car I'm parked and I'm still talking to the girl, but I'm still peeping like, what the heck is this? So I'm talking to the girl that I'm about to drop off at the airport, and the other girl's walking up and she has her daughter with you. She don't have her with her daughter with her. She don't have her son. So she walking up and she see me and I see her see me. And she's walking past. Now I will say this: the girl who has the daughter, she didn't say anything. She's not trying to blow up the spot. She's not saying anything. But, and this is when it gets thick, the daughter say, hey G, you were just at our house. What are you doing? So although the girl wasn't going to say that, I don't know if she was going to say something later, but she was keeping it G. The daughter, who knows no better, was like, hey G, hey, you were just at our house. What are you doing over here? And I'm like, hey, and I forgot the girl's name. I forgot the little girl's name. I'm like, hey, and I say, hey, with her, I'm not about to just ignore the girl. I say, hey, what's up, whatever. So she walks off. So she said, come on, girl, or whatever. And she walks off. And the girl did not say nothing. The girl didn't say nothing. The daughter said something. So as soon as the girl walked, so come to find out, the girl who was who came over there, her mom stays in the same apartment and she's dropping her daughter off. So both of their moms stay in the same apartment. LA is so small. So anyway, the girl walks off with her daughter and she goes, whatever. So now the girl that I'm taking to the airport, she's like, you know her? And I was like, yeah. She's like, I know you wasn't about to lie because the girl just called you G. I was like, yeah, I told you I know her. Yeah, I know her. You were just at her house? Yes. I was just at her house. You was at her house. So now this is the thing with the girl. Although I'm honest, so my thing is, I would tell her, I used to, now is very brutally honest, but I used to tell women, okay, I'm dating other women, I'm talking to other women, I'm sleeping with other women. That's all you need to know. You don't need to know who they are. You don't need to know what I'm doing on my day-to-day. You don't need to question me about it. I just told you from the get-go. So although I told her that from the get-go, I don't know, maybe she thought we was getting close. I don't know. I can't tell you why she would, or maybe just the fact that she see it in her face now. I don't know. Women in the comments tell me what y'all think is the reason. So now she's she's mad. She was like, oh, you were just at our house, then you came to my house? Yes, I was. So she gets mad. Long story short, fast forward. I don't take her to she don't want me to take her to the airport. She said she'll have her mom take her to the airport. So she's like, bye, so I leave or whatnot. So my thing was, I was honest. I was honest to the extent that I was going to be honest. But I guess when women see the reality in her face, or maybe if you keep it away, they're cool with it. But in their face, it's a whole different thing. So anyway, I end up talking to both of them still. I end up dealing with both of them still. The one that lived in Arizona a little less, and we end up eventually falling off and not dealing with each other. I guess that was the end of that. But and we end up, the other one I end up falling off too, but not because of that. But the thing was, LA was so, and this is what I always say, LA is so small, and this is not the first time I had little run-ins. I have run-ins with moms and daughters, cousins and sisters. So you might as well be honest. You might as well tell the truth because LA is so small. It's a big city, yet it's a small community. So topic of today was three reasons why men and women, well, excuse me, three reasons why it's unnatural for men to be monogamous. So that concludes today's episode. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, follow on all platforms, Thousand Body Podcast. Stay tuned for the other shows that I have with Mars, 1,000 Questions with Mars. Also, stay tuned for the live in the comments with King Gerald, where I read all the comments on every site and I go in. That'll be coming soon. But thanks for watching. Subscribe, share, like Thousand Bodies Podcast. Remember and don't forget to be fruitful and to multiply. Thank you.